I want to talk about the disconnection phase of my awakening, my walk with spirit, my journey back to oneness, whatever you call it. It's still something that I've never experienced before. The disconnection from the people, places, and things that I used to resonate with before I started on this journey, before I came to this realization of life. I'm so disconnected. I'm so out of touch. It's like I'm aloof. I'm numb. My nervous system doesn't have any feelings. If I tell somebody I'm excited, I'm telling you that I am excited, but feeling the emotions of excitement, I can't find them. I don't feel excited like I used to. Even when I get good news, it's not that I'm not thankful or grateful or have gratitude for it. It's just that my nervous system doesn't get overly excited. I feel like I'm at the 0 point of alignment where you don't go too deep off the deep end when you get something that's negative happening into your life, or something comes up unexpectedly. You don't go too far off the deep end. You don't get too mad. You don't get too disappointed. But when something joyous happens, you don't get too happy. You don't get too excited. You just know that it's a good thing. You know that you're grateful and thankful for it, but you don't get overly excited because it's a physical thing. It's like my emotions is not there where it used to be. Also, when it comes to work, I feel like I'm working someone else's job. I feel like I'm in someone else's body and I'm watching them work from afar. I'm not connected to my old profession. It's it's so unordinary to me because this is something that I used to love to do. I wanted to do this so bad. But now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to do it because of status. I wanted to do it because they say this position makes a lot of money and you got a leniency in the position. I wanted to do it because of the reasons why anybody else would want to get a job, because they want to provide for themselves. They want a better life for themselves. You wanted money, of course. So I don't blame myself for wanting it. I used to love what I do, or at least I think I used to tolerate what I do and it was okay. But now that I have grown out of my old template, I don't feel connected to what I do, but I'm in the middle point where I haven't gotten direction from God yet. I can't hear it. I'm not going to say I'm not getting it, because you're always connected to source. You're always getting guidance from source. But when you're in that deep void, that deep numbness, that disconnection, you feel like you can't hear God's direction. It is there. It's just that you have to be in the stillness long enough to feel that gentle pull, that gentle nudge, or sometimes God's direction is just to be still. I wanted to tell you the good and the bad of it. So the good thing about being in the stillness is if I sit still for say a specific amount of time, for a day or two or something like that, when I do start to think about or reminisce about things that used to get me down, things that I'm mad that I allowed back in my past. I don't reminisce over it to the point where I step into that story. I can catch myself quicker and be present with the feeling inside of my body. I learned how to transmute energy. Before I didn't. I would just sit there and go with the narrative. I would believe what my mind was saying. But in this period of my life, in this energy that I'm in, I can actually catch it, and I don't go into the looping story. I actually stop and tell myself that that's not real, that's the past. And then I can start to reroute a new narrow pathway. Another good thing is I don't daydream like I used to. I can't even imagine myself daydreaming. I may have like a happy thought about what I want life to look like in the future, and it may last for about 5 minutes, and then I'll just be onto something else. It's like my mind isn't as active as it used to be. And that's scary to me because I'm so used to my mind talking to me, whether it be something negative or something positive. I used to look at my daydreams as escapism. I would escape to a whole new timeline in my mind where I knew that life was going to be better than what it is at the present time. But that was taking me out of the present anyway. So I don't have those thoughts that's pulling me into another timeline where I will be happy when, I don't get that feeling of I'll be happy when. I don't have any feelings. I'm so out of it. I can go to events. Okay, so for instance, I went to a party that I was looking forward to for months, and I was so kind of like ugh, mad at myself because I'm like, I'm so disconnected. How can I connect with people? How can I talk to people? How can I have fun? How can I enjoy myself? So I kind of dreaded going to an event and not being present with my family and friends. But once I got to the event, it's like I had some, like a temporary break where God was lenient on me and he allowed me to have fun. I mean, I really had fun. The thing is, my emotions wasn't overly emotional, and then it wasn't underly emotional either. I was very neutral, and I was very present with the people that I was around. But I knew that next day I was going to have a dip in my energy. Like I knew that I was going to be off the next day because me being an empath, I feel other people's emotions. I don't know if they're my emotions or not. I have no idea. I've never knew what other people's emotions feel like. I know I listened to some podcasts and they say that empaths pick up other people's emotions. Me at my state of where I'm at, I don't even know what that feel like. Put it like that. I don't know if it's my emotions or their emotions, but I just call them my emotions. So after event, after in a big event where I'm around a lot of people and I'm just intertwining and mingling, I start to feel doubtful the next day. I start to feel in a contractive state where my mind may be very, very active with doubt. That's probably the most active my mind to be if I'm around other people. And then after a day or so of when that energy calms down, I'm back to the 0 point. I'm back to being very cut off and neutral. It's like when I say cut off, I'm not connected to my fight or flight, if that makes sense. Which that's the whole point of the journey is to get out of fight or flight, but I'm not connected to that. But I've been in fight or flight all my life, so I'm used to the highs and the lows, and I'm used to those emotions. But I'm not connected to that, and it's wonderful. Okay, so another good point is when I sit in the void, when I sit with myself, my raw emotions, the person who is me, when I sit with my inner soul, and I feel like tightness in my chest, which comes from a negative thought in my mind. I just, if I start to loop for a couple minutes, I'll be present with that. It literally goes away, but you can feel it like a hiccup, like I'm releasing air out of my chest. I can feel when the limited belief leaves me because I'll get this gas of air as if I was crying. I'll feel lighter in the inside. The minute that I get that lightness, within a couple hours, I'll get an idea. I'll get a thought. God will put a thought in my head to go somewhere to do something, or it'll just be like, you haven't been to a movie in a while, and I'll get the thought to go to the movies, and it'll be one of the best movies I've ever seen. Or you haven't ate crabs in a while. You haven't eaten a crab cake in a while, and I'll literally get this thought in my mind, go eat some crabs. And when I move on those impulses, it winds up being one of the best days I've ever had. It everything will just go right when I move off those impulses. Or I might get an idea to journal something in my book or to make a video, but I only get those ideas when I sit with those tight negative feelings of emotions in my body. And once I release them, it's like I made room for something new to come in. So that is a good thing for me. It's okay. I love it sometimes when I'm just sitting in stillness and I don't have to worry about being overly spiritual. I don't have to worry about meditating. I don't have to worry about none of those things. I'm just sitting. And sometimes I'll actually get the idea to watch a movie. I'm a big movie person. I like horror movies. I'll get the idea to turn on my TV to look for a movie, and there it is. It'll be a movie that I've never seen. It'll be an old movie, but I've never seen it, and it just popped up on the TV, and it'll be one of the best movies I've ever watched. It's just like I listen to the intuition take me wherever it needs to take me. So it's like I'm following my highest and greatest joy, if that makes sense. So let's get down to the lows. Let's get down to the negative side of the void, the numbness, the disconnect. The negative side, which I hate to call it negative because I don't see positive or negative, but to keep it in a way that I can make it make sense coming out my mouth because it sounds crazy, is I want to tell you the sides that I don't particularly like. Put it like that. The sides that I don't like about being in the void. You start to disconnect from people that you truly, truly love. and they done nothing wrong to you. It's not like they have overstepped their boundaries or anything. It's just like if a coworker calls me, and for the last 5 years, we are knee deep in gossip. I mean, every single day we are gossiping, we are kikiing, ha and we just going off about the day before and who we don't like down at the job. That was our thing for years on end. And now, if that same coworker, who which I love dearly, may call me and talk about the latest tea, the latest gossip, I can't resonate with it. And I don't say anything to her because the coworker doesn't understand. I'm just giving you a scenario. The coworker doesn't understand. They think you in loopy land. They just think that you're going through something, but they think that they want to let you know what they heard down at the job. But the old you would have been sitting by the phone waiting for this information. But the new you kind of listen, but it starts to turn your stomach to listen to gossip. And that person didn't do anything wrong, but you know that every single time you talk to this person, you won't get some gossip or the latest tea because y'all been trauma bonded for so long. You start to shy away from that person, not because of them. It's just that the energy that they carry at the time is too strong for you, and you no longer resonate it. You no longer resonate with it. Or you have a partner that's toxic, they still toxic, and they themselves haven't elevated with you and they haven't adapted to your new energy. It's like the bickering and the argument that actually used to keep the relationship in intertwined with each other, that trauma bond. When you stop arguing back and when you stop feeding negativity, that person can look at you as if you're trying to leave them, you mess with somebody else, you're like you in love with somebody else, you're not paying them no attention. But it's not that. It's just that you are not connected to that template of negativity no more. So people cannot get a reaction out of you, and they take that as offensive. And instead of you keep trying to explain to these people a spiritual awakening, you just shy away from them temporarily. And a lot of times, don't be scared, because a lot of times, if people are meant to be in your soul family, your friends, your coworker, your spouse, they'll elevate with you. They'll start to elevate their energy, and they themselves will start to heal with you. It just takes them a little bit more time to get used to the newer version of you. Also, give yourself grace, because you yourself can't you can't get comfortable with this new you. And another thing, another downside of it is you you just, it feels like depression, but it's not. It's like it has the feeling of depression, but it's actually a beautiful experience. And I can't explain it to people. So when people diagnose me, I have to just sit there and take it. I'm like, yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, you're right. I could need to go see a psychiatrist. You're absolutely right. I need to get in nature. Yes, you are correct. Maybe I do need to get out there and date. Yep. And I just leave it at that, because the old me would have been like, no, I'm going through a spiritual awakening. How dare you? The new me is just like, you won't understand it. I am giving you the floor to doc. If that's what you want to say, I got, guess what? We're going to say okay, and we're going to leave it at that. Yes, maybe I do need to get on some antidepressants. You're absolutely right. I'm going to look into that. And you just leave the conversation where it is. And sometimes I just laugh because I'm like, I'm telling y'all, I am going through a life changing process that a lot of people don't understand, but they will one day, or it's just not for nobody else to understand, because technically I don't understand it. But I know that it's the beautifulest gift that God has given me, to be able to shed my ego. And the way that I think is so much more calmer. The way that I show up for myself is so much more, it's deeper, it's present. It's it's like I have a newfound love for nature now. I love being in nature. I love sitting by the water. I don't know if I was a mermaid in my previous life or what, but water is my thing. I don't get in it because I don't swim, but it's just the sound of the running water I am really attracted to. I really love just the ripples in the sea, and just watching a boat sail, and just smelling the air of being around the body of water. That's what I'm attached to. I really love that. I can just sit outside when it's like a warm temperature all day and just do nothing. I'm less detached from my phone. That to me is big. I'm so less detached to my phone because I don't even want to talk to people, not in a disrespectful way, but I've learned the art of do not disturb while I've been in this state because I just want to be alone. And the best of my friends understand that and they definitely do not judge me. It's just that the people that I'm not as close to that I don't explain to them about my journey don't understand. But it's okay. I'm not blaming them because I would I understand them. But what I'm saying is do not disturb is my best friend. I don't want to talk to people. Sometimes I can't be around other people's energy. I am just in this bubble. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm just in this bubble of nothingness where it's stillness. I feel like I am off work spiritually. I don't, and now meditation, let me tell you about meditation. I don't sit on the floor on a meditation mat like I used to. I don't have the energy to do that. But me being present every single day, I'm not always present 24 hours a day, but I know how to pull my mind back to presence way more than what I did before in my other stages of this awakening. So I'm very proud of that I can redirect myself to presence. That is my meditation. That is my spiritual practice when I'm washing the dishes, when I'm walking, when I'm talking to somebody, when I'm just feeling the emotions in my body. I'm very present. I love that about myself. But right now, I'm on a spiritual vacation, and I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I'm going through just in case you are going through this phase or you have to go through this phase. Once you start to get used to it, it will just be a walk in the park to you. You're coming into new energies and new frequencies that you aren't used to. But think about it like this: all those times you prayed to God, you meditated, you have done gratitude journal, you have been thankful, you have tried to manifest, all these things are about to come true. You just have to cross that bridge to get to the other side. It's like this is the side where you begging God and you asking and you want to be free and you want that pain to stop and you want all these great things to happen. You have to cross that bridge where on the other side, I know my best friend used to always say everything you want is on the other side of fear. So I look at it as though I'm going from a fearful mindset on across the street to a non-fearful mindset, to a aligned mindset where I'm not doing all the pulling. I'm actually just being, and I know things are going to come to me where I have more faith, where I planted the seed of faith until when my faith grows. I'm just in this middle transition that I don't understand. I don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what's coming. You just know that it's greater than what was on the last side because you're different now. You're in a different mindset. So drop some comments in the box below and let me know, what are you going through in your void period? Are you numb? Are you disconnected? Do you still work your 9 to 5? How do you deal with relationships? I want to know everything.